Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of
WEEZCAST
Plus. I'm your host, Aiden Morton, with co-host
Caleb Chastain
and co-host
Stephen Primer
and returning special guest
Jon Simms. You don't have. Oh, guys. Thank you. Wow, I've got some crazy deja vu from that.
I know, right? All right. So we just watched the music videos from the White album. There are a few more of them. Who would like to start us off with "Thank God for Girls"?
I will.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm just gonna see what I wrote real quick. Not that I don't remember, just make sure. Yeah, okay. I did not like this video very much. I found it distasteful. I like this song, "Thank God for Girls." I feel like they could make a cool video where it's like, I mean, let's be real, fellas, girls are awesome, and we should thank God for girls. So they could have made a cool video that kind of demonstrates that, wow, girls are so cool, and like, thank God for girls, like, yeah, praise the Lord. But instead it's just like stupid, like objectifying women, like just kind of showing their butts and boobs, and it's like not cool. And then it's like really disappointing and made me like the song a lot less. So it was kind of like a cool setup that they had, where Rivers was a pastor in a big like mega church, getting people to give him money and performing miracles, and then running a gambling scene in the back. It was interesting, but again, they didn't do anything really good with it. It was just kind of lame.
Fair enough.
That's how I felt.
John, what'd you think?
I felt like this one was a little bit harder to follow. I got that he was like a pastor, and then he's using the tithe money to like gamble and run this like backroom thing. I don't know if I picked up that he was running it, but I knew he was participating. But then he's also cheating, because you see him stick like cards up his sleeve at one point. So like something very unpastor-like. This one kind of made me a bit uncomfortable too. I also didn't understand why the ladies in the church were shaking their head at him at the one point.
I actually didn't either.
I just didn't see anything obvious enough that would make them act like all disapproving, because I mean that's all happening in the background, but like not obvious to the congregation. So I didn't really pick up on that.
Yeah, I was kind of confused.
Maybe he smelled like smoke.
He dropped the Bible at one point, like that was.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
yeah, he was kind of. Clumsy.
It's not like, oops, I'm clumsy and I tripped and dropped this.
The ushers also started yanking money from people's hands.
That's true.
Maybe because he was just saying "thank God for girls." Maybe that's what pissed him off.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've heard other pastors say that in a completely appropriate way, but.
Caleb, what'd you think?
All I wrote down is I love the punch at the end, where he's he's saying thank God because he thinks that she's not going to do anything to him, and then
she clobbers him.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That's all I really have.
Okay. I think that the purpose of this music video is to send a message, which is like not necessarily a bad message, because it's kind of true. Because it's kind of like the church is being, like, it's like, hey, this is a church, and then it's being used for, like, gambling and women and all this stuff, and it's kind of like how, I don't know, I feel like they're trying to send some sort of a message about mega churches and, like, the hypocrisy in a lot of churches, which is definitely there. But then also, yeah, like, I guess it's kind of more of an objectifying of women in this video than anything, because they're pretty scantily clad. But I mean, I like like all the costumes and everything, like for them, and then how like the band members of Weezer are the ones like running the church and everything, collecting the money. Like it was very like well filmed. Like the camera placement and like how everything was just kind of going was like pretty good. But I kind of agree with Steven that it could be like a better video. But yeah, that's like the thing with what John said about not following it. I didn't know why everybody is all of a sudden didn't like him anymore, because at first he's like doing all these magic tricks, like how he makes the cannoli come out from behind her ear.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. The big fat cannoli.
He likes cannolis.
He does.
He really likes them.
And I bet he would have all the cannolis he could ever dream of if he was king of the world. Caleb?
I like the slow-mo. That's all I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, sometimes I get too carried away with the music video.
Just lost in it?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Mhm.
John?
I thought it was interesting that it kind of sets him up immediately as, because he's got like the crown and like the cape, and he's kind of acting like he can do whatever you want. Like, you know, he steals like the chips from like the random stranger next to him, but then he takes off running, and you're like, okay, you know, he's running from her, and then he keeps looking back, and he's really going, and he ends up throwing some stuff. It looks like coins, but then it kind of, you know, shows what actually happened. But the whole time you're wondering like, oh, who's chasing him? Like, why is this happening? The girl wouldn't chase him, you know. He didn't really steal anything. Like, she's probably wanting to run the other way because he's just a weirdo. But I liked how it's like you're kind of building to like, okay, something else is going on here, and then, you know, the cop kind of comes and tackles him. But it's interesting because it's, you realize he stole quarters, so it's not even like he had a lot of money, but it's still like he was delusional enough that.
So was it like out of order? Because I didn't pick up on that. Because the thing with him robbing the ATM was at the end, but did that actually happen beforehand?
It did. So he drops the bag of quarters.
Okay, I didn't pick up on that.
So, but it's like not even a huge amount of money because you're like, oh, it's coins, it's pocket change.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Right.
Now.
So it's kind of funny that he thinks he can do whatever he wants with this small amount of money too. Thinks he's just on top of king of the world. Yeah.
Steven?
There wasn't a whole lot to this video. Like, it was just him running in slow motion. I like that he was stealing the chips from the woman. She was not happy, but he didn't care. And then, yeah, it shows at the end he's running from a cop because he stole from an ATM. So it was funny. It was not very much to it. There's not really much to the song either. So it kind of matches. You always do that eye roll thing. Never say something you don't like.
That's fine. I don't have to like what you say.
But I noticed that it was not Rivers, that it was someone else. Yeah, it was Matt Reed.
It was our previous guest, Matt Reed. I don't know actually why it wasn't Rivers, because I remembered it being Rivers, but then it made more sense after we finished watching the music videos as to why I remembered it being Rivers.
Yeah.
Because I got confused because it's been a long time. But the only thing really, it's funny, he's like a man-child. And how he, like, the real funny part is because, like, he steals the chips and then she leaves, and then whenever he's running and he goes past her, he steals more of the chips out of her bag. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He was stealing from one of those LA girls, which I want to start off with this one.
All right.
Because actually, I have seen all of these music videos before, I think, but it's been a really long time. I love how it starts out with him, like, Snapchatting. And it's, like, so cringe, and he's like, what was it? He says, love you, baby, reply and tell me you love me so much. Or, like, the acronym for you love me so much.
No, it was tell me you love me, I love you so much.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's funny how it's, like, Snapchatting. And, like, even, I found this with a lot of the videos, especially the ones that take place at the beach. They're very beautiful. Like, the scenery in the video... The scenery in the video, it's like very visually appealing, like the waves and everything. It's like all the colors and everything just look so crisp, and it's really, really nice. But then we find out that bro's Snapchatting a grown woman.
The kid's like 8 years old, probably.
Kid's like,
That's what I put in my notes.
And I like that it's like a little Rivers too. I think the kid looks a lot like Rivers.
Is it one of his kids?
I don't think so, because I think his kids are like, no offense, full on Asian. Like, I think they have a lot of that more. Not that being.
Why would that be offensive?
I don't know. But
now it is.
God bless those half Japanese girls.
Yeah.
So yeah. So bro Snapchatting a grown woman, and then she shows up wearing hardly anything and then is hanging out with this kid at the beach. And I just want to say this is a federal offense. Someone arrest this woman. Because yeah, she shouldn't be hanging out with this kid.
The police are busy chasing down the king of the world.
Yeah, because it happens at the same beach, I guess. But yeah, so that was kind of like, the video started out like kind of cute, and then it's like, okay, this is kind of weird and uncomfortable. But it was like kind of funny too. But I don't know, it was different. What did you think, Caleb?
Well, first of all, a kid at the age of 8, like I said as well. Yeah, I was just gonna comment that Weezer's not doing the pedophiling now, but she is.
Wait, what?
When was that ever a thing?
Because remember in the earlier episodes we were talking about Weezer being a pedophile?
No! That was a
No way.
necrophiliac.
No. There was a time wherein I was talking about it being a pedophile. If I find the clip, I'll put it in this video.
Wait,
But-
was it the friggin' Across the Sea?
Oh.
Yes. Wait, no. I don't
Because
think
she's
so.
18.
I don't think it was that one.
Yeah, he starts the song, "You are 18-year-old girl."
Okay, no, it wasn't that song. I was on an episode, remember?
Oh, yeah. I do
Okay.
remember.
It was
So
a
bro's
different
flipping the
song.
script.
It was a different song, okay?
Also, that pedophiling is not a verb.
I don't care.
That's okay. Please
care.
continue. I'm dying to hear the
It's
rest
like
of this.
filing, but... Anyways.
Okay, continue.
Oh,
Just, instead of Weezer being the pedophile, it's her. So, yeah, that's what I had.
Wow. Steven?
Yeah. So, I guess I just wrote a play-by-play of my thoughts as the video was progressing. So I wrote sad kid. Sad as in he was, like, unhappy and also pathetic. Snapchatting this girl, like, a dozen times while he's waiting for her at the beach, I guess. I noticed he was using an iPhone 4,
Cringe.
which I guess was new at the time.
No, I think iPhone 4 is older than that, even.
I don't know, but I noticed.
I mean, Snapchat was around, so.
This came out in
That's
15,
true.
so...
I'm surprised that iPhone 4 has like support for Snapchat. But anyways, then this woman shows up, and she is a full-on bodybuilder. She's got big bulgy muscles, which is like, no offense to women, but it's a terrible look.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a terrible look for men as well, but not nearly as bad as it is for this woman, who's just like, I don't know, it just looks like there's something really wrong with her body that makes it like bulgy. Yeah, and then she's running in slow motion and the camera's showing her booty and then her big old chesticles.
I hate that so much.
You can censor that.
Alright.
There's a few things.
Seriously, it's like, what is with this album and then just like objectifying women? It's not cool. And also, yeah, looks like he's 8 years old, and this woman is at least 30. And so they're hanging out at the beach.
Hey, you take that back.
And
She's a few years past that.
past 30?
Yeah.
I said at least 30.
At the very least.
Hurts a little bit,
At least 35?
but there we go. We'll go with
Perfect.
It doesn't matter. He's 8, okay? Doesn't matter if she's 18. Yeah. So it was just really disturbing and kind of disgusting and not fun.
Shame on you, Rivers. Sponsor us.
Although it's possible that this 8-year-old kid is actually an adult Rivers who's just like psychotic.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, as we see in a later video. So it might not be as disturbing as it seems.
Maybe she did no wrong.
Perhaps.
John?
Yeah, this one was an interesting one too. It was, adding on to what these guys said, a little uncomfortable. Again, just because of the whole age difference thing and like, I don't know, just dancing around with her, for, like the entire second half of the video. But I thought it matched the lyrics too because it keeps saying actor age, actor age, actor age, and so I thought that was kind of a reference to her because if she was acting her age, she wouldn't be hanging out with this 8-year-old. So I don't know. I felt like that's what kind of lined up there.
Jon Simms cracked the code. I did not even think of that.
Neither did I.
Because
How
most
did
of
we
the
miss
music
that?
videos have like nothing to do with the lyrics.
Oh, I
Yeah.
noticed that, but in this case, I
Huh.
thought that lined up pretty nicely.
Top 10 Jon Simms moments.
Yeah, and I mean, I thought the kid was a bit starstruck too. He's clearly in love with her, but I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised because he's clearly a California kid.
Wow.
Holy crap!
Did I
John.
steal your thunder? I'm sorry.
No, that's
that-
great.
That's one of the.
Guys.
That's one of the best transitions to a song in WEEZCAST
And
history.
you did it so casually, like we
You
didn't
did.
notice at first.
Oh, I was hoping I was gonna go last too, and then it just worked out perfectly.
Wow.
That's
It's like-
awesome.
It's meant to be.
Stole the show.
So that was incredible.
I
California
like how
kids.
every time we do a segue, we interrupt to comment on the segue, even though like this
The whole
completely
purpose of the
destroys
segue is to
exactly the purpose of a segue.
only on WEEZCAST.
But,
I thought
yeah.
the purpose of the segue was to get around in California. 'Cause
Wow.
It's one of those.
So I'm gonna say we
You're on a
didn't watch the
roll.
lyric video for "Thank God for Girls," but I think that because it's like all the music videos prior, other than "Thank God for Girls," because they used the lyric video instead. They're like flashing with Rivers currently, and then into those videos. So the thing with him at the table and eating all the cannolis, I think that's in the lyric video. So maybe we should have watched the lyric video, but it was
We
just so
should
many.
have.
There's just so many videos. So yeah, and so it's kind of like he's sitting there, and then it's like this girl walks in, presumably beautiful until it gets up to her face, and then she looks like Demi Lovato after she went kind of crazy and cut her hair really short and just terrible to look at, really.
Wow.
But what I did enjoy looking at was Rivers with cannolis everywhere, all over his face.
It did look pretty good.
I've never seen so many cannolis before.
It makes you want to do it.
Does not make me want to do it.
To what? Eat the cannolis?
Yeah.
We're going out for cannolis after this.
I don't even know where to get a cannoli.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know either.
We need some girls to get some cannolis. Because the girls make the cannolis. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of interesting how it's tying in with the other music videos. It's like transitioning, so it has the King of the World thing. Like that guy who steals the money, but then it's Rivers in his place, which is why I remembered that music video as being Rivers. And I was thinking, who the heck is this guy? Because I thought it was him. Anyway, so it's kind of neat how it does that. And then I feel like there's supposed to be some sort of a deeper meaning to it with it associating with the other videos. Like it's supposed to make everything make more sense and have some sort of meaning, but I don't really get what it is. And I thought it was kind of interesting how he like digs himself out of the sand at the end. And then he just like disappears.
He finds himself.
Oh, he found himself. But then himself replaces him and takes his glasses.
It wasn't really him. It was metaphorical.
Caleb, what do you think?
So obviously there's the transitions with the King of the World and the kid, and it questions. So obviously you said that he finds himself. So it could be that his imagination, that he is those things. Although why would you want to be a minor going out? Anyways, so you also question, is it supposed to be that people are supposed to see you as this way too, or what? But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say.
Steven?
Yeah, this was a really cool video because it ties in the other music videos, which I really did not expect. You don't really normally expect a music video to tie into other music videos from the album. I've never seen that before. And then also because there were different people in the other videos, and then it changed to him. It was like, oh, so he's like has some kind of psychosis or something, or maybe it's just how he sees himself, because he mentions in other songs when he's singing about being with a girl in a relationship, how she makes him feel like a kid. And so that would make sense with LA Girls if he just like felt like a kid when he was with her. And then King of the World, I guess he felt like a I don't know, like a really, like King of the World, he wants to be like really macho, so he has a beard and a big belly and just, you know, I don't know, I guess it's like his self-perception changes in each video, maybe. That's what I thought.
Until he found himself.
Well, yeah, and then him buried in the sand, he was also really big. So it was like, I'm not sure what that means, but it'll probably come to me at some point.
I thought, so kind of jumping on that whole he found himself thing. Right, I think that could be it, because he did find himself in the sand, but then the glasses stay. So it's almost like, has anything changed? You're still seeing the world through, like, the eyes that you were seeing it through before. That's really the only thing I had to add. Is just I thought it was interesting that the glasses stayed. So it's almost like nothing really came. He still acted like a little bit dazed and confused after that. So it was almost like, did anything change? Even though he found himself.
That is interesting because, I mean, like, typically they went out of their way, obviously, to put that in there because it's not like, oh, yeah, obviously we're just going to have his glasses fall and then that him's going to take the glasses. So, yeah, I feel like you're probably right that...
He wasn't wearing the glasses before, though.
He wasn't?
I don't think he was wearing it the whole video till the end.
No, he was, because at least when he was there at the tower, at Tower 28, because the kid had the glasses and then it was flashing to him and he had the glasses.
And I think
Are you sure about that?
with
Yeah.
the
Are you sure?
King of the World one too, like they both had glasses.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
think he
sure.
had the glasses on the whole time.
Then why would he put on the other glasses if he already had glasses on?
No. The guy in the sand didn't have glasses.
Yeah,
but
he had glasses on
like
and then he
Rivers
dug them
and all
out.
the
He
flashbacks
stood up
and-
and then the glasses fell on the ground and then he disappeared and then he took the glasses.
so the sand version didn't have the glasses.
I thought the sand version had glasses because he disappeared, and I thought the glasses just fell to the ground when he disappeared. Okay, I was confused then.
I don't know. It is kind of confusing.
Well, in any case, I think it is about perspective.
Probably. So we had to add in the song from the deluxe edition of White
Oh yeah,
music video. It's kind of weird that a deluxe edition track would have a music video for it.
it was a single. Right?
Oh yeah, I think they did release it as a single as well. I guess that makes sense. Then it's weird that it wouldn't be on the album. But anyway, who wants to start off? I Love the USA.
I'll start it off.
Sweet.
Okay. So I thought this one was kind of funny because it's not a band member; it's Patton Oswalt. He was like the main character of the music video. I don't know, and it's kind of funny too because he's like a side character in a lot of other shows, but he's just like a cameo guy.
But he's the main character in this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like everyone knows who he is, but I can't really think of anything that he's been, the main character of in like a movie or TV show. But the other reference was he's dressed up like the karate guy from Napoleon Dynamite. Rex, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I think
think
that was the reference. Like that's the intention because he had like sunglasses and like the bandana and like the Star Spangled pants. So I think that was like actually trying to allude to that. But I don't know. I got the vibe that it was. I don't know if he was supposed to be the president or like America itself, but just the whole thing of I've got all this power. I've got this freedom. I really don't know what I want to do with it, but I can really do anything. So it was almost like a bit of king of the world, message thrown in there too. It's like I have the power to do all this stuff, but I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's kind of what I have for that one.
Steven, what do you think?
I really liked it. It was funny, and I liked the song too. I think this was not my first time hearing it, but I haven't heard it many times before, so it was kind of fresh. But yeah, it was really funny how he just goes into the president's office. You don't really know what the deal is with this guy. He's just dressed on all American flag stuff, and then he starts. He sits in the president's chair, and then he picks up a vase, and he's just kind of playing with stuff. Lays down on the couch and kicks over a bowl of fruit. And then the music cuts out at that part, and he's just saying the lyrics. And it was really funny. Him rocking out on the guitar was really cool. And then almost sets off a nuke, but then River stops him, and then accidentally sets off the nuke. So it was really funny, and yeah, I'd watch it again.
Caleb?
Wow, he must be very cheap to hire if the Weezer can afford him.
Dude, they afforded a trip to the moon.
Okay, that is true.
It gets pretty pricey. I hear the price is coming down.
Also, I do like... I also do like when there's no song too, and you just hear his awful voice just singing to the lyrics. And then also I noticed on the guitar that when he was playing it, the close-ups were just Rivers, because you have to do a little bit more complex.
Was it actually River's hands for sure?
It's some.
I didn't
There
notice
was
that, but that's
skinnier
kinda funny.
skinnier hands, and you could tell it was somebody who was more professional. And also Oppenheimer 2.0.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe it is official. Maybe they did copy
Collaborate.
Weezer.
Nolan collaborated with Weezer before he planned Oppenheimer. Never mind. It was
Last Hurley.
Oh
It
yeah.
was Hurley.
Yeah, you got to watch that episode if you didn't. It's very interesting.
Okay, well.
It's very interesting, the theories.
Music videos or
Yeah, it's with
album.
Kevin Satoshi. It's from the Hurley music video episode,
interesting.
I think.
Okay.
But is that all you have to say about it?
Oppenheimer.
So I really, really like all the parts of this music video that don't have Patton Oswalt in them.
So the part at the end.
The
with
part
Rivers.
where at the beginning where it's just on the security guards and Rivers is one of them, and then 2 at the end whenever it goes on him, and then he like puts his finger on his ear, and that look of concern in his face is really funny before he goes to the button. Like, I mean, the video's not terrible. I just feel like it would be better if it was literally anyone else, because I hate Patton Oswalt. I do not think he is funny. I think he's cringe in anything I've seen him in. I hate his voice. I hate his face. I do not like him. I'm disappointed in Weezer for collaborating with him. I don't know why. I just hate Patton Oswalt. He's the freaking worst. So, other than Patton Oswalt, the video was really great. I love the USA themed Stratocaster. That was freaking sweet. And the solo too, how it starts out with the American National Anthem, and then it's just like shredding. It was really cool. But yeah, it's funny that the button is like an easy button from Staples, but it says no on it. And yeah, how he's gonna press it, and then just the explosion at the end immediately when Rivers presses the button. That was pretty funny. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about it.
Wow.
Sponsor us, Patton Oswalt and Rivers. All right, well, thank you everyone very sincerely for tuning in for another episode of WEEZCAST Plus. And thank you again, John, for being here.
Anytime. My pleasure.
Bro,
Oh, Weezer.
that's got to be the cover
What?
for the episode. Are you too tall, John? I think you are.
I might be.
Lower
Do I
down
go in
a
the
little.
middle?
No, just lower down a little bit.
I'm Rivers. I'm the shortest.
You got to send me a screenshot of that for the cover of this
Alright.
episode.
Am I low enough?
And also, before we stop recording, doesn't matter if this actually goes in it, but it's one of our co-hosts' birthdays coming up, and
Oh my gosh.
and his birthday present showed up on the porch about an hour ago, so you can open it.
Alright, let's see what this is. Oh, wow.
Back to the shack.
Back to the shack.
Back to the strap.
If you guys don't know what this is a Weezer Stratocaster strap. And I have a Stratocaster that looks like Weezer's.
I have a Stratocaster as well with a lightning strap.
Thank-
With the lightning strap, gang.
Thank you, Aiden. I
You're very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.